Okay, so today's walk and talk, I laugh because I went to record this and literally fucked up like the first word. I couldn't even manage to say hello without getting it wrong. So we've pressed the reset button and let's try again with the old, the simple things like hello and how are you and stuff. It's very tough on a Friday. But firstly, podcast is out with Aiden Lee. So that came out, well, technically very late last night. Thanks for the guys that have already watched or listened and given us some comments. But about 37 minutes and a bit in, we get talking about books. And books are quite useful if you hadn't realised already. And Aiden gave us a selection of the books that he suggested that men might read. And there was about 5 or 6 of them, so I won't list them all here. You'll have to watch the podcast. But it's very interesting to talk about that because I think these days books might be such a, a forgotten tool to help a guy do life better. Because so many people spend their time pissing about on social media, scrolling, watching videos on things and not actually necessarily sitting down and completely focusing on reading a book. And I tell you why I like books more than watching stuff on YouTube and blah, 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 much as I enjoy that, is because you don't get notifications, you don't get the distractions that you get when you're watching something, all the little pings and little next suggestion of something that you could be, or adverts and stuff like that. So it's really interesting with Aiden because obviously several of the books, he's from a martial arts background, is very much about martial arts, but about men and about becoming a warrior. And I just wondered, I'd love to create a little list of, let's say, the top 10 or top 20 books that men think that other men would take great value from in reading. So this is where I'd ask for your help. Whenever you're reading this, I'd love you to either comment below if you can, and or be it on LinkedIn or YouTube or whatever, or email me, anthony@wholemanacademy.com, and tell me what's the one book that you'd love all men across the world to read. Now, I've got several, and it depends on what the guy's circumstances are, for me, to be honest, which is why it's very difficult to pick just one book. But things like Eat That Frog, I found Brian Tracy were very, very helpful in helping me get through any challenges that I had in life because of the old procrastination for the nation. So that's certainly one book I would suggest. Recently I suggested one called Company of One for guys that are interested in small business as opposed to some large kind of conglomerate or behemoth or whatever it's called. It's always, for me, it's very hard to select just one book because it depends on a guy. If he's looking to improve his health, there's certain books by maybe Ben Greenfield or ones for building muscle. If it's to do with nutrition, there's shitloads of stuff with maybe Dave Asprey, people like that. So it depends. But yeah, I'd love you to comment below. Just let me know if there's one book or a couple, doesn't matter, that you think would be ideal for all men across the world to listen to, if it was on audio or read, sit down and enjoy. So do that if you can. Apart from that, for the Whole Man Academy, so that's our first week done of walk and talk. So I hope you enjoyed them. That's 5 this week, and what we try and do is do them every weekday. And I'll give myself a weekend off unless I feel I'm desperate to come out and chat to you guys as well. But you've got enough content to get through with 115 podcasts in the can. So yeah, work backwards if you need to with those. There's some great ones there. Our David Gandy podcast, which is episode 50, has now had, I think, over 30,000 downloads or whatever, and just moonwalked past 500 likes on YouTube, which is great because getting to people to watch stuff and actually like it isn't always easy. So that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed our walk and talks this week. Again, comment below right now if you can with the the one book or a couple of books you would love a guy to read. And that leads me to say, enjoy your weekend. I'll be back on Monday, and remember, the world needs strong men. Right, I'm out of here.